Hey everyone, what's going on, and welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Thank you guys for joining me today. Guys, if you are new to this channel, new to trading, new to the strat, or are struggling with your trading, this channel and this strategy is going to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. Okay, but the first thing I need you guys to do is go down below, click that subscribe button, and then hit that bell. That bell is the important part. It gives you the notifications for when I send out videos like this one every single day. This is our watch list for Tuesday, July 19th. And like I said, I put these out for you guys every single day. I also put out top 5 watch lists, weekly swings, monthly swings. I've got over 200 plus videos for you guys to learn how to trade the strat, how to learn how to trade consistently, and how to learn how to trade profitably. Okay, I'm also on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can follow me there, and if you have questions, you can send me a DM. I will answer your questions for you. You can tweet at me there. I send out tweets every day for probable setups or possible setups throughout the day. I call out stuff for you guys so you can take a look and decide if you want to jump in on it. A few other things before we get started. This platform that we use here to chart is called TradingView. If you go down to the description below, there's a link there. It'll give you a free 30-day trial for TradingView if you've never used it before. Okay, and then if you decide to use it, you get up to $30 off of your subscription. I myself personally use the Pro Plus subscription. For my charting, it just gives me a bunch of options that I feel like I need. So if you guys decide to go ahead, there's 3 different options that you guys can choose from. Okay, number 2, the ads that come on here, guys, put on by the advertisers. Let those things roll through if you don't mind. Okay, by you doing that, it keeps these videos free for you guys. Okay, it prevents me from charging you guys to watch this stuff, which I don't think you need to do. Okay, I want to keep it free, and this is the easiest way to do that, is if you let those ads roll through. Okay, keep your money in your pockets, keep your money in the stock market, let the advertisers pay for your education. Okay, keep it free. And the last one I just want to go through here, the Griswold Strat Indicator. Okay, it's an indicator that I've come out with. It includes this time frame continuity. It paints the outside bars white. It paints inside bars yellow. You're going to see it gives you these candlestick numbers. It gives you these little OB tabs for the outside bars, little IB tabs for the inside bars, which you'll see. It also gives you the indicators for Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule on the monthly, weekly, and daily, okay? So all that stuff, there's a link in the description below to purchase that. You cannot get it on your indicator tab from TradingView, okay? The only place you can get it is in the description below or on my profile, in the link in my profile on Twitter. Okay, it's $25. It's a one-time fee. You get it for life. If there's upgrades or updates, you get all of those, okay? For life, forever. 25 bucks, one-time fee. Okay, let's get started on this watch list. We'll start off with SPY, okay? Now, I took a really good trade here on SPY today. It was nuts. I've never had a trade like this in my entire life, and it was 2,000. It was a 2,000% put option, and I'm blown away by the fact that I even caught it. And I feel like just sometimes you get lucky on those trades, and I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm going to do a video on it so you guys can see what happened on it. But for tomorrow, SPY had a 2 up that finished red. So we only broke above the high of the previous candle. We almost went outside bar. It was really close. But we had a 2 up that finished red. Okay, so we got a... when I have these 2 ups that finish red, the probability that it's going to continue down lower is fairly good. So we're looking for a 2-2 reversal here. The day and the week are both red. So that's another thing I look for on the day trades. And the first target is not great, but we have this gap fill here, okay? So if we do trigger to the downside in the AM, I'm going to look for this to fill this gap, and then that might be all we get is this gap, and then it might reverse back up, okay? But I'm going to look for a 2 up, 2 down reversal on SPY, okay? Triggers for puts at 380.71. If you're looking for where you would take your strike price on this, my strike would be 380. I would take the next closest expiry, which will be Wednesday, okay? Next up, is Neo. Same thing. Neo had a, excuse me, 2 up that finished red. We've got right across the board full time frame continuity right here on the hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. These little yellow circles indicate a current inside bar on that chart, okay? So we can look for puts on Neo at $20.60, first target at $19.94. CHWI, Chewy. So off of this inside bar, we've got a, well, we can call that an inverse hammer. Okay, so we can look for puts on this at 40, not quite 42.60. I'm going to bring this up a bit. 42.64 for puts, and we're going to look for a 1, 2 up, 2 down. It's called a Rev Strat, okay? 1, 2, 2 reversal. First target's at 41.32, and we are still looking to break back to the downside. This pink line here, we go on to the weekly. We are still looking for a 2 up, 2 down reversal on Chewy. So again, if we trigger here and hit targets, we have to hit 3 targets in order for this to trigger 2-2 reversal on the weekly for Chewy. UAL, I think UAL should, well, UAL again, 2 up, finished red. We had that gap up off of that inside bar. I didn't even mark this one out yet. I forgot it was on here. So triggers for puts at 39.16, and we can take our first target at $38.84 at the top of the wick this time. Again, because we have that gap. If this candle filled to the bottom, we would take the target to the bottom of that candle. So anytime there's a gap, meaning there's no candle fill here, there's no candle in this area, we take the top of the wick, okay? And then the next target would be the bottom of that same candle. Okay, so that's UAL, United Airlines. AAL is American Airlines. Again, I guess we can call this an inverted hammer again, or a shooter candle off of this inside bar. So a 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal is what we're looking for. Okay, I'll put another target there. And the day and the week are currently red, so we can look for puts at 14.52 on American Airlines. TGT is target. Target, I think I'm going to take off of here. It should not be on there. And then we've got Tesla. I think Tesla had an inside bar today. Let's go to Tesla here. Yes. So, sorry, Tesla is a 2 up that finished red. So again, we're going to look for puts on Tesla at 718.41. We are still looking for it to break out of the inside bar setup on the weekly, and I think it's actually a 3-1 setup, 3-1 setup. Outside bar, inside bar. We are currently inside bar here on the weekly for Tesla. So we'll see which way that one runs and if we can break out of that inside bar. Bed Bath & Beyond. This is a shooter candle, inverse hammer, or we can call it an inverse Thor hammer. That's what I started calling them. So we can look for puts at $4.94. First target way down here at $4.72. A 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal. And if we get this reversal and hit targets, this pink line again is the trigger for the weekly to go 2 down on the double inside bar for BBBY. Okay, these are the inside bars I was telling you guys that are painted yellow, and then we have this little IB indicator to let you know that these are inside bars, as well as the candlestick numbers below. Okay, CVX. CVX has a 2 up that finished red. Okay, so we'll look for puts at 139.11. We are red right across the board outside of the year. I've put your targets here. First target at the bottom of the wick. Next one to fill that gap at the top. So puts again at 139.11 on CVX. Lucid, excuse me. We can call this one an inverted hammer as well, I guess. And we can look for puts at $19.86. First target is not marked out. Let's do that together right now. Bottom of the preceding wick. Okay, $19.21. Moderna, mRNA, 2 up, finished red. A 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal is what we're looking for. Currently inside bar on the week. So again, if we trigger to the downside on Moderna at 162.46. Our first target is 155.94, this line right here. It will also trigger us 2 down on the week. Okay, that's on the Moderna. Nvax. Okay, Nvax a while back, I think it was off of this bar here. I said we were going to look for a potential 2 down off of that bar, and we got it to the tune, I think this was about a 17% difference just in common shares. So we're going to look for that to have a continuation tomorrow, okay, with this 2 up that finished red. And we are going to look to see if we can get this thing tagged to the bottom of this broadening formation. As we can go back and look off of this thing, we had a higher high to a lower low to a higher high to a lower low. Came back up. You can draw another BF right there. But back down to a low, all the way back up to a high, and now we are trending back down to the bottom of that broadening formation. Okay, we are all red outside of the hourly, which doesn't really matter right now. We are all red. So again, we'll look for puts at 51.97. First target at 47.68 plus. Okay, then the next target is, we'll mark it out here just so we can see it. The next target, we have to go back to the next lowest candle right there, 44.76, and then that broadening formation is not far off from there, okay? Palantir, PLTR, 2 up, finish red, full time frame to the downside, guys. Okay, this one's a little iffy here. Just because we have this BF here, this broadening formation, where we have a higher high and a lower low and a higher high, and now we've tagged the lower low. So is this going to be a 2-2 continuation, or are we going to reverse back with time frame to the downside? We'll see what happens on Tuesday. Okay, XOM. XOM has a gap up on this candle, full time frame to the downside. We can look for puts on this thing. I didn't even mark it out yet. Let's mark it out together. Puts at $85.73. We'll mark out the first target and top of the next candle, because if you said because of the gap, then you're absolutely correct. Okay, we had that gap there. And now we have the next target at the bottom of the candle, okay? XOM. ATVI, Activision. Not something I usually play just because the spreads are not great on this. But we do have a 2 up that finished red. We've got full time frame outside of the year. So puts at $76.88. Next up is AMD. Same thing, 2 up, finished red. We can call that an inverse hammer, I guess. Puts at $80.94 on AMD. Amazon, AMZN. Amazon, same thing. 2 up, finish red. Look for puts at 113.12 on Amazon. BA is the Boeing Company. 2 up, finish red. Puts at 147.18. It's hard to see, but we have this yellow marker here letting us know what it is. And then our first target to the downside at 144.54 at this green marker here. The other thing we've got here, guys, top of a broadening formation, okay? So if we go into this and take a peek, lower lows to higher highs to lower lows, back up to higher highs, come down to here, and then back up to higher highs. So 2 things can happen. We can just continue up, 2-2 continuation, or we're going to see a reversal here off of this broadening formation. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. Okay, BAC. BAC is up next. That's Bank of America. 2 up, finish red. We can take puts at 32.09, and we've got the first target marked way down here. 32.09, $1.50 difference on that. BIDU is up next. BIDU, 2 up, finished red. Full time frame to the downside. Everything's red. We can look for puts at 140.53, and our first target 135.65. Okay. Next up on our list is Citibank, ticker symbol C, 2 up, finish red. We will look for puts on Citi at 49.73 again. You notice here we're at the top of this broadening formation. So lower low, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, back up to the top. Where are we going? Is it going to be a continuation up here, or are we going to reverse and trend back down to this $46 or $44 range? We'll see what happens. The day and the week are red on that one, okay? Comcast CMCSA 2 up, finish red. Day and the week are red. We can look for puts at not quite 40.42. Let's move that up a little bit. 40.44 is our trigger for puts, and 39.90 is our first target. CRM is Salesforce. Salesforce 2 up, red. Puts at 167.09. We'll move this green marker down for our first target at 162.13. That would be a nice jump on CRM. DocuSign, DOCU, day and the week are red. Triggers for puts at 61.70 with this 2 up that finished red. First target's at $60.32 on DocuSign. Ford Motor Company, ticker symbol F. We can take puts on this one at $11.90 based off of this 2 up that finished red. And first target's way down here at 11.49. That's a 50-cent move, which would be good on options. Fubo had a 2 up that finished red. We can look for puts at $2.51. And again, the weekly is stuck on this inside bar. I know that because I've drawn my 2 pink lines. And I know when there's 2 pink lines for me on a weekly chart, which the pink represent, that it is weekly. That is my weekly inside bar. And I know also it's an inside bar because the Griswold Strat indicator tells me so on this weekly that's showing me this yellow circle, which is an inside bar. So again, we go to the weekly. There's my inside bar. We're looking to break it, okay? Either to the high side or the low side. And right now, whoops. Let me just move that back. There we go. Right now, we are looking like we are closer to going 2 down on this one than we are 2 up, but we will see what happens with Fubo tomorrow. This is telling me we are trending down, but we'll see what happens. IWM has a 2 up that finished red, okay, and we are looking at time frame continuity with the day and the week to the downside. I put this little note here to let you guys know outside week, okay? So if we go to the week, we have come up through the weekly trigger. We broke the inside bar to go 2 up. But now we are trending back down. And you might ask, how do I know when I'm at 50%? Well, you can go to the Griswold Strat indicator. You can click on settings. You can click on the 50% weekly line in the settings. And there it is. Okay? It's marked out for you in purple. So if we trigger to the downside, let's go back to the daily. If we trigger to the downside, our first target is way down here. We will pass through this 50% marker, and that tells us that the probabilities of us going outside bar on IWM are very, very good. Okay, I know that because I've got the Griswold Strat indicator showing me the 50% week with this purple line. The month is up here. Okay, there's also one for the daily. JP Morgan, I believe, was the same thing. Okay, so JP Morgan had a 2 up. Finished red. We broke through this pink barrier here. This purple line, if we trigger and go through, we've reached the 50% marker already. That's kind of hard to see. I gotta plug this in. Sorry guys. I just need to plug my laptop in. As I said, if we trigger here on JP Morgan, we are likely going to hit the 50% marker on the weekly. So you can look for an outside bar on the weekly on JPM if that happens. Okay, MU, Micron Technologies. I think this one was, this one's again, it's close. Okay, so if we trigger on the daily, we've got a 2 up to finish red. So we're looking for puts at 60.13. Again, we are at the top of the broadening formation, so you can see a higher high to a lower low, to a higher high, to a lower low. Cyberdog would say, Jermaine would say, it's a nice broadening formation you got there. So again, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, back up to the higher highs. We will see what happens. Are we going to continue up, or is this our reversal to come back down to the bottom of the broadening formation? Again, if we trigger here at 60.13, our first target is below the 50% marker on the weekly to go outside bar. This pink line would be our trigger to go outside bar. Okay? Pfizer, PFE. So Pfizer has a 2-up, finished red. Again, we've got full time frame to the downside. Our trigger is 50.52 for puts. Our first target is our marker to get out of the inside bar on the week. Okay? So here's our inside bar, this 3-1 setup, and we are close to just breaking through on this 3-1 setup. You see how this is painted yellow? That tells me automatically that I've got a 3-1 bar. That's part of the Griswold Strat indicator. Okay? So we'll go back to the daily. If we trigger on the daily, we are going 2 down on the week. No questions about it. Upstart, UPST, inverse hammer, inverse Thor hammer, shooter candle. Full time frame to the downside. We can take puts at 26.07. I will mark out the first target for you below the wick there at 24.17 on UPST. XLU, guys, this is the last one. Inside bar on XLU, okay? We've got full time. There's a couple things here. Let's go through this. Full time frame to the downside, okay? Everything's red. Number 2, we are currently inside bar on the week. So if we trigger on the daily to go down at 68.79, based on time frame, based off of our trigger, and actually we can move that trigger down slightly so it's 68.79, we will be very close to triggering 2 down on the week. So if we go to the weekly chart, inside bar, looking to trigger to go, what do we have here? A 2-1-2 continuation on XLU. And again, to talk about inside bars real quick, because this is the only one we've got on the list, inside bars do not break the high or the low of the previous candle. They stay within the range, okay? And it's a tightening. The inside bar shows you a tightening range. And when you see these yellows, if you have the Griswold Strat indicator, when you see the yellow, I want you to think of a spring, and this thing becoming spring-loaded and getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And when you let that thing go, it's going to get ready to explode to one direction or the other. And again, I'll always tell you guys it's not foolproof. It doesn't always work. But we can go back and look at in time and in history and see how the inside bars did play out. Okay? So you can see here a move down. You can see here a move down. And most times we trigger and we hit targets. This one hit 2 targets. Inside bar. Triggers, hit targets. Inside bar. This one was not great. It triggered and it hit its target, and that was it. It did its job. Okay? It told us when to get in. It also told us when to get out. Okay? Just outside a target, actually. Didn't quite make it. This one here, big win. This inside bar here, big win. This inside bar here gapped up. This inside bar triggered, hit targets. This inside bar gapped up, hit targets. This inside bar triggered, hit targets. Okay? Probabilities. This thing is, it's highly probable that when you get an inside bar that it's going to trigger and hit its targets. Okay? And that's just, you can go back and look at any inside bar. That's what it does. It hits it. It breaks its triggers and it hits its targets. And if you are new to the strat and new to trading options or trying to find the easiest way to trade, I will tell you this. OG Trades, I've had a discussion with him. He'll tell you the same thing. Inside bars, guys. If you are struggling with anything, concentrate on one setup, and that's finding the inside bars. And one of the easiest ways to find them is with the Griswold Strat indicator, okay? Because they're automatically painted yellow for you guys. They're that easy to spot. They're different than any other color on here, and they pop at you, okay? And you know that they're there, okay? And you can play to the high side, to the low side. You can wait till you have time frame continuity. You can play against time frame continuity. That's the higher the trade is more probable, the more time frame continuity you have on each different chart, okay? Hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. I'm not going to yell at you guys for trading against time frame continuity, but the trade is more probable if it is with time frame, okay? So if XLU reverses and goes to the high side, well, this day and this week are going to be green anyways if it trends up, okay? If it trends down and breaks this low for puts, everything's going to be red still. And it's a highly, highly probable trade, and you're likely going to get some profit off of it. Okay, guys? That's the list. Make sure you watch the top 5. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe down below. Click the bell. Don't forget about the links for TradingView and for the Griswold Strat Indicator down below, as well as my Griswold Gold memberships and my one-on-ones that I do for you guys. Okay? And good luck trading Tuesday, guys. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you're green, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.